Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of my PS Partner, also known as Whatcha Wearin, a Korean romantic comedy from 2012. Now the title of this movie stands for My Phone Sex Partner, and the alternate title, Whatcha Wearin, is in reference to Whatcha Wearin down there. Now, I usually do not like sex comedies in general due to their juvenile, gross-out humor, but this film is more balanced and charming than you might expect going into it, or at least hearing the synopsis. So, here's the synopsis for you. Instead of calling her boyfriend, a woman accidentally calls a total stranger, a man who is having trouble getting over his ex-girlfriend, and she ends up having phone sex with him. And later on, they become comfortable with each other and start talking about their relationship problems over the phone, and they eventually decide to meet and a more intimate friendship develops. Now, I just mentioned that my PS Partner is a balanced sex comedy. What do I mean by that? Well, this has elements of a sex comedy, it has elements of a traditional romantic comedy, and it has a little bit of a serious streak to it, and they all come together nicely and kind of balance things out. It doesn't go too far in any one direction. Now, if you've been following Korean cinema for a while, you may remember a movie from way back in 2002 called Sex is Zero. And I've only seen the film once, a long time ago, but it did not make a favorable impression upon me. That movie was heavily reliant on vulgarity, college antics, and disgusting events. Do you remember that scene with the egg whites? You know, I hate scenes like that in movies. So I thought it was like a wafer-thin, obnoxious film, and in my opinion, it was not good. But I mention it here to contrast it with my PS Partner, which is an entirely different beast. I mean, yeah, there are a few sex scenes in this movie, especially early on, and it is on the sultry side. It has an adult angle to it. But a lot of those scenes are coupled with effective humor, which take the edge off of the sensuality a bit. And there's practically no, juvenile frat boy gross-out antics in this movie at all. Really, very few. By the midpoint, you'll know that the film has its heart in the right place, and it takes itself seriously enough to avoid, low-hanging fruit. Now, I did enjoy the comedy in this film. You know, one of my favorite scenes is a cafe scene where this guy walks in and he's having a fake conversation on his phone, trying to make himself look more important than he actually is, and that kind of backfires, which is pretty funny. There's another scene in a restaurant involving an anticipated proposal for marriage, which also backfires. So there's some good stuff in this, and it doesn't rely entirely on sex humor or like gross out gags. Also, the theme song is really funny. And fun fact, the official soundtrack to this film has dueling theme songs. So one song is from the guy's perspective, and the other song is from the girl's perspective. And you don't see that very often in films, I don't think. But the guy's version of the song is pretty freaking hilarious, and it makes its way into the movie, of course. Kind of a unique aspect that makes this movie kind of memorable. I'll include links to both of the songs in the description box in case you're interested. Now, of course, the heart and soul of a romantic comedy are the characters and the performances of the actors who play them. Both are pretty strong here. You know, our male lead is a dude, like I said, he's having problems with his longtime girlfriend, now his ex-girlfriend. He's very temperamental regarding this topic, especially early on. And the female lead is dealing with an equally bad situation with her current boyfriend, who does not prioritize her at all in his life. I mean, she's not even low on the list, you know what I mean? So you could tell this guy's spinning plates, if you know what I mean. And overall, he's just kind of a douchebag. So it's very easy to get behind both of these protagonists and, you know, kind of root for a relationship to develop between them. Our lead actor is Ji-sung, who has made more of a name for himself in K-drama land than in films. You may recognize him from Protect the Boss or Kill Me, Heal Me. I like this guy. I think I should check out more of his stuff. I've only seen a few things from him. He has just the right amount of assertiveness that adds some intensity to his role in my PS Partner. And then our female lead is Kim Ah-joong, who I am even less familiar with than this actor. I've seen a handful of her movies, like When Romance Meets Destiny, 200-Pound Beauty, etc. but I've seen none of her K-dramas. So, again, this movie kind of makes me want to watch more of her stuff, because she's quite good in this. And similar to Ji-sung, she brings just enough, like, seriousness to the role to make everything work. I think that's kind of important for this film, is that, instead of, like, a typical romantic comedy, it has a little bit of a raunchiness to it, and a little bit of a seriousness to it, which is nice. And both of these actors really do a good job, like, grounding the movie in a reality. So if I were to identify my biggest criticism of this movie, I mean, it might be the ending. It's very cliche, but it does incorporate the theme songs, so I kind of give it a pass. When the theme song kind of is introduced near the end of the film, it's a good scene. So if you're in the mood for, like, a little bit more of an adult romantic comedy, I guess I could say, check out my PS Partner, also known as Whatcha Wearin. It's currently available on physical media. I know you can find a Blu-ray on DDD House, so check there if you can't find it anywhere else. And as always, we will see you next time.